What's going through your mind the day before you officially step into the role?
Just the honor of the office. It's thinking back over 23 years that I've been here in Roanoke and moving here as a stranger and becoming so invested in this place that's my home, growing my family, really loving the spirit of the people here. And it's just such a profound honor to be not only elected mayor, but to be able to lead our city in such a special way.
What are you hoping to accomplish, as you begin office?
Well, a couple of things will be front of mind for me. One will be just working closely with our new council. We have 3 new council members coming on, 2 that are continuing, and 1 yet to be determined as we fill the vacancy for my seat. We'll be welcoming a new city manager, Val-Marie Turner, on January 13th. We are in the early stages, but important stages of developing our budget for the next fiscal year. And alongside all of those things, we're going to continue to stay focused on addressing some of our serious challenges, whether it's continuing to do the good work we've been doing in reducing gun violence, addressing the opioid epidemic, making sure that we're continuing our focus on affordable housing options and a range of those, not only for people who are currently unhoused, but for people looking to call Roanoke home. So those are some of the issues on the forefront for me.
Does it help that you've been on the council, so you've been sort of immersed in city government? Is that helping you as you step into this role?
Definitely, definitely. I feel very comfortable with the expanse of issues that we're dealing with on a daily basis, and I feel really good about the partnerships we have between local government and community partners, whether that's nonprofit agencies or local businesses, and we want to continue to grow those. But definitely my experience, it's important to me to be immersed in the life of the city and in the core decisions that we're facing, and to understand them in a broad and deep level so that we can try as many effective strategies as possible to get us where we need to be.
Just thinking, because you said something there about, being a newcomer to the city when you moved here, and now you're going to be leading it. What was it about Roanoke that made you want to be this type of leader for the city and become sort of the head of government?
Well, I think it's the way I was welcomed as a stranger. I literally knew no one here. I moved here to be closer to my now older or young adult children who were living in Blacksburg at the time, and I just started meeting a lot of extraordinary people here in Roanoke, and they always shared with me, we're happy that you're here, we're a multicultural city, we're an inclusive city. Seeing the transformation of downtown Roanoke, going from 15 people living downtown when I moved here in 2001 to over 3,000 now, the new amphitheater, the new Taubman Museum of Art, new local businesses, we're continuing to see that incredible energy, and now we're seeing it in other parts of our city, which is so important. Whether we have incredible economic opportunities that are taking place in every sector of our city, and we want to keep building on those so that everyone that lives here can thrive. So it's that spirit that really spoke to me and said, this is a city that's worth investing in. And one of the realizations I came to was, this city has been so generous in its welcome of me. How can I give back to the city? And that's what led me to run in the first place. And now that I'm mayor, it's just even more inspiration for me to continue to show up every day and do the best that I can.
Is that going to be a priority, making sure that, everyone shares in sort of the new economy? Like, we have the med school, we have, as you mentioned, the downtown development, and how does that reach all parts of the city?
Well, it's all connected. You know, we know that having a vibrant downtown helps our city as a whole. We know that having a research institute here, state-of-the-art healthcare, benefits everybody. Fortunately, we've got organizations, whether they're businesses or nonprofits, that are looking at the vulnerable populations in our city, whether it's people who are lacking access to health care, or are food insecure, or are Alice households, as the United Way describes them. They have assets, but they're limited. They have limited income. We have to keep monitoring the cost of rents and housing, and that's going to be a big part of looking at the affordable housing equation and how we can help continue to make the city very livable and affordable, because that's one of the reasons people love to move here. And then, of course, anything that we can do to celebrate and enhance our outdoor economy is a big benefit to us.
You know, we just spoke with Mayor Lee. What do you think about, you know, his leadership and his legacy over his time, you know, in public service and on the council and as mayor?
I think Mayor Lee's been an extraordinary leader. He's a humble man. He, to me, is like a coach, a good coach that understands the importance of teamwork. He's always made it a priority to make sure that council, even though we're 7 individuals with sometimes very diverse opinions, that we come together to find a meaningful solution, and that we be as cohesive as we possibly can be. I think that's what a city likes to see. I don't believe for a minute that anyone wants to see a chaotic city council, because that's not who we are as a city. When we have a serious issue, we work together to find the best solutions to that, and we keep trying. And Mayor Lee has exhibited that. His work with the Domestic Violence Task Force, the Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League, bringing the CIA teams here, all of those things happened because he saw a need, and he worked together with community partners to bring those into reality and address some of our most challenging situations.
You're saying he's sort of bringing office to you, leaving a good foundation. Would you agree with that?
A very strong foundation. And with his background in education, in the Department of Corrections, I have learned so much from him in terms of the bigger picture, and how important it is when you're looking at issues to remember the bigger context of that these issues dwell within, and to make sure you're listening to as many voices as possible.
But is there anything else you'd like to say or you think people should know as you're about to step into
Well, I love this city. We are so blessed to be able to call Roanoke home, not only for its natural beauty, but for the beauty of our people. I love that we have so many nationalities here, that we hear so many different languages, have so many different kinds of amazing food and culture. We have so many people that come here, whether it's now or years ago, to start a business. And so we have a lot of legacy businesses and new businesses. And our arts and culture community is phenomenal. We just have so many assets and gifts here that my challenge to our city is just to keep opening those gifts every day, because they're treasures, and we can draw from those treasures things that inspire us, encourage us, and help us work together to make Roanoke the best it can be.
I did think of one thing. You came out on top of the election, but a lot of people voted for your opponents. Seemed to indicate some, people were like, okay, we want to see a different direction. What is your message to those people who are going to be your constituents now?
Well, first of all, I respect the diversity of opinion in our city, and I think that was reflected in the mayoral election. But I want to say this: I am committed to this city. I show up every day. I bring my best. I listen deeply to people's stories and lives. And while we may not always agree on the outcome of a decision, I'm going to make the best decision I can based on everything that I know and all the information I've gathered and everyone that I've listened to. And I hope that those decisions are reached, and it's certainly my goal that they're reached with broad-based conversations with as many people as I can have in the city.